Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how I contour and highlight my face. Now, contouring is a makeup technique that basically enhances your facial features and just slims everything down, and that's why I love to contour. It's one of the things that I like to do, especially when I'm going out with my friends for a special occasion, and especially if we're going to be taking a lot of pictures. So I'm going to show you guys step by step through my routine and give you some tips and tricks along the way, things that I've learned as I've contoured my face for over and over and over again. As you can see, this is the end result right here, which is pretty natural. I don't go too overly crazy with my contouring, especially when I know I'm just going out with my friends and I'm not like doing some crazy photo shoot like the Kardashians or something like that. But I still like to define my cheekbones and my whole face so it slims, so that everything can be slim down. So I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful, and you're gonna see me in a bare face in like a few seconds, so be prepared for that. Starting off with a bare face, I got my brows on, my lashes, and my liner. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my foundation. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in Caramel Beige. I'm going to be stippling this on with my Real Technique stippling brush. I just want to add a nice light layer of foundation to even out my skin and take away some of that redness. You want to make sure you don't go overboard with the foundation because we're going to be adding a lot of products in this routine, and you don't want the end result to look cakey. And you also want to make sure that you blend. Now I'm going in with my NYX Dark Circle Concealer. I'm just going to add that underneath my eyes to help conceal my dark circles. And at this point, you want to take your favorite concealer and add it to places on your face that just needs a little bit more coverage. Now it's time to contour. Using my Stila Shape and Shade brush and my Cover FX contour kit in golden to medium deep, I've already bronzed up my face from the top of my ear down to where the end of my eye meets, and also up in the forehead and down the jawline. So basically this is the same places that we're going to contour. Using the G4 shade, which is that deeper contour shade, and using the thicker end of the Stila brush, I'm going to create a nice sharp line from the top of my ear down to where the end of my eye meets. And what this is going to do is carve out our cheekbones and really make it stand out. And of course, I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other side of my face. Next, I'm going to be contouring my lower jaw, and this is going to help take away my double chin that I am currently rocking. So I'm going to take the contour product and just angle it down. And adding a little bit more of that contour product up on the top of my forehead. Don't need to really contour my forehead too much because it's not as wide as the rest of my face, but adding contour product will just make everything come together. Now it's time to highlight. Using the other end of my Stila brush, which is more precise and angled so it can get into the crevice of my face, I'm going to create a nice V shape underneath my eyes, and what this is going to do is just lift everything up and brighten the whole center of my face. So that's really the goal of highlighting, is just brightening the center of your face. As you can see, I've highlighted the top of my forehead, down my nose, and now I'm highlighting underneath my contour line to make the contour look super sharp, and adding a bit more of that the highlight shade on top of my brows to lift them up and down my nose and up on my lips. And yes, intense warrior face is happening right now. But it's all good. Now we are going back again with that deeper contour shade, and I'm going to contour my nose. This is going to slim down my nose a bit and also create the illusion that my bridge is actually higher than it really is. And I'm just going back to the places where I contoured and just adding a little bit more products. To blend this all out, you can either use the stippling brush that we used earlier, but I like to use a damp beauty sponge. This one is from Marshall's. I got this a few years ago, but you can find something like this at Rite Aid. Now this is not the Beauty Blender, but it's definitely similar to it. And I like to use a damp sponge to blend out my cream products just because it's going to give me a really nice airbrush finish. And I will start contouring my face first. Start blending my face out first where I've highlighted, because I don't want to like cross-contaminate and bring like the contour shade into the center. So that's why I'm just focusing the blending first in the center of my face. Now here I'm blending out my contour, and as you can see, it's a lot of tapping and dabbing and tapping and dabbing. Blending takes the most time, but the more time you take to blend your products, the more natural it's going to look. And also the sponge is great because it's going to take away some excess product too if I went a little crazy. Now I'm just checking the progress of my face. Yes, as you can see, it looks quite natural. To set my contour, I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And I love using this palette, and I love to use either my Sephora Contour Pro brush or my NARS ITA Brush to apply this. For this tutorial, I'm using a mixture of these two shadows right here, and I'm going to apply that little by little with my NARS ITA Brush. The goal when you're applying your powder contour is just to use a little bit of the product at a time and just building it up to the intensity that you want it. So for me, I'm just adding a little bit on, buffing it into my cheekbones, and checking out the result just to make sure that it's not too much, or if I want to add more, I go back in and add a little bit more product. And for my nose, I take whatever is left on my brush. I don't add any more contour powder, and I just slightly contour my nose just a little bit more. As you can see, I'm taking that product and directly applying it to the hollows of my cheekbones and brushing it upwards and blending it upwards, so it really creates a sharp contour line. And of course, I'm setting my contour down my jawline, and as you can see, I'm adding a little bit more to my cheekbones and setting the contour on my forehead. Now it's time to set my highlight, and I love using this powder from a Kat Von D palette. It's Lyric, and I'm setting it with my Real Techniques brush, and I love this powder because it's a yellow base powder, and this powder is going to be the best type of powder to set your highlight because it's going to give you a really nice brightening effect. And as you can see, as I'm applying the highlighting powder, you instantly just adds brightness to my face, even more so. And of course, I'm applying that on my forehead and down my nose. And as you can see, I'm applying some of that highlight powder too underneath my contour line to really help that contour stand out. To bring everything together, I'm going to apply my blush. This one is from Milani. It's their Luminoso blush. It's a beautiful peachy color, and I'm applying it with my multitasker brush from Real Techniques. Applying this to the apples of my cheeks and blending it backwards. Now it's time for the star of the show, in my opinion at least. This is the Marylou Manizer from theBalm. This is the most beautiful highlighter of life. It's this beautiful champagne color, and I'm just going to pop this onto the tops of my cheeks and a little bit on top of my eyebrow, just to add a little bit more sheen to the face. And going back with my stippling brush just to blend everything through one more time. And that's it, guys. That is my contour and highlight routine. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope you learned something from it. Don't forget to check the info box down below for any useful links, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!